When you try to speak, your brain freezes. Don't worry, this is not your fault. Your brain is wired in a different way, but today I will show you how to rewire it. If you stay with me, you will learn step by step how to make English your natural way of thinking. Comment if this has ever happened to you, because you're not alone. Chapter 1: The Old Wires. When I first tried to speak English, I felt like my brain was locked in a cage. The words were inside me, but they did not come out. I knew them. I had studied them. But when the moment came to use them, my mind went empty. Maybe you know this feeling too. You sit in front of someone. You want to speak. But instead of English, your first language jumps out. And in that moment, you feel weak. You feel broken. You think maybe you're not good enough. But let me tell you something. You're not broken. Your brain is not weak. It is simply wired in another way. And wiring can change. Our brain is like a map of roads. The roads you travel every day become strong. The roads you never use become small and hidden. Since childhood, you have traveled the roads of your first language. They are fast. They are strong. They feel natural. But the roads of English are still small. They're not broken. They're not blocked. They're just waiting for you to travel them again and again until they become highways. Think about it. When you learned your first language, you did not sit with grammar books. You did not study thousands of words. You listened. You copied. You repeated. And slowly, the brain built roads. Now, as an adult, your brain still works the same way. It can build new roads. It can create new wires. It only needs time, and it needs action. But here is the truth most learners forget. The brain will always run to the old roads first. That is why you translate. That is why you stop. That is why you feel slow. Not because you are bad at English, but because your brain has not yet been rewired. Once you understand this, you stop blaming yourself. You stop thinking you cannot do it. Instead, you begin to see English as a new road that you can build step by step. Let me give you an example. Imagine you always walk to the market by one street. It is easy. It is fast. But one day, you decide to use another street. At first, it feels strange. You walk slower. You are not sure where to turn. But after walking that street 10 times, you start to remember. After walking it 50 times, it becomes normal. After walking it 100 times, it becomes faster than the first street. The same happens with English. At first, the brain feels lost. But with practice, it builds the new street. And one day, you wake up and realize you are thinking in English. Do you see the power here? Your brain is not fixed. Your English is not stuck. It is simply a matter of creating new paths. Every word you speak, every sentence you repeat, every thought you try in English, it is a step on that road. The more steps you take, the stronger it becomes. I want you to imagine something right now. Imagine your brain as a city. Your first language is tall buildings, bright lights, busy streets. English is still dark, with small paths and weak lights. But each time you practice, a new light turns on. A new building rises. A new street opens. Day by day, your English city grows. One day, it shines as bright as your first language. That day will come if you keep going. So when you feel slow, when you feel stuck, remind yourself, these are the old wires pulling you back. But you are not your old wires. You are the builder of new ones. You have the power to change your brain. And that power begins today, not tomorrow. Your English brain is waiting. The only question is, will you start building those new roads now? Or will you keep walking the old ones? The choice is yours. Chapter 2: small sparks of change. Every big fire begins with a small spark, and every big dream begins with a small step. Many English learners believe they need to know thousands of words before they can speak. They believe they must finish grammar books before they can think in English. But the truth is different. Your brain changes not with big, heavy lessons, but with small sparks repeated every day. One word can begin to rewire your brain. One sentence can start the journey. Think about it. When a baby learns language, it does not start with long speeches. It starts with one sound, one word, mama, papa, and slowly, that one word becomes two, then three, then four. Day by day, the brain builds wires. Why should it be different for you? You're not too late. You're not too old. Your brain can still grow new wires if you give it small sparks of English every single day. Let me tell you what I did. I chose one sentence, good morning. Every morning, before checking my phone, before drinking tea, I said good morning in English. At first it felt strange. I laughed at myself. But after a week, it felt normal. After a month, it was natural. That one sentence was like a key. It opened the door for more sentences to come. One small spark became a light. That light spread to the rest of my day. This is how rewiring begins. You did not need to move mountains in one day. You only need to light a small fire inside your brain. When you do it every day, the fire grows. It becomes stronger. And one day you realize you are speaking more and translating less. Ask yourself now, what is one word you can start with? Maybe hello. Maybe thank you. Maybe I am ready. Choose one. Repeat it every day. Speak it when you wake up. Speak it when you see yourself in the mirror. Speak it when you walk outside. This is not just a word. It is a spark, and sparks create change. Many learners wait for the perfect moment. They wait for perfect knowledge. They wait until they feel ready. But life never gives the perfect time. If you wait, nothing changes. But if you begin small, everything changes. One small spark can move you from silence to confidence. Close your eyes for a second and imagine. You're sitting in a dark room. You feel lost. But then you light one small candle. The room is not fully bright, but now you can see. You feel hope. This is what one English word does for your brain. It gives you a candle. And the more candles you light, the brighter your room becomes. One day, it is no longer dark. It is full of light. So do not say, I only know one word. It is useless. No, that one word is gold. That one sentence is power. If you respect it, repeat it, and use it, it will grow into more. From one spark, a fire is born. From one fire, warmth fills the whole house. From one word, English begins to live inside your brain. I know you dream of speaking fast. I know you dream of thinking in English without effort. That dream begins not with 1,000 words, but with one word you use 1,000 times. That is how your brain changes. That is how the old wires break. That is how new wires are built. So today, do not wait. Choose your spark. Say it now. And tomorrow, say it again. And the next day, again. Small sparks every day will one day give you the English brain you're searching for. Chapter 3. The Power of Listening. When I could not speak English, I felt weak. I thought maybe I was not smart enough. I thought maybe English was not for me. But then I discovered something powerful. I discovered the secret of listening. Listening was the one thing that began to change my brain. Listening was my superpower. Think about this. Before you ever spoke your first language, what did you do? You listened. You listened for months. You listened to your mother. You listened to your father. You listened to every sound. Your brain was silent, but it was working. It was building connections. It was wiring roads. And then one day, after so much listening, your first words came out. That is how language works. That is how the brain learns. So why do many learners try to skip this? Why do they think listening is not important? Maybe because it looks passive. You sit, you listen, you say nothing, and you think you're not learning. But inside your brain, a storm is happening. New connections are being made. Old wires are being broken. English is entering your memory and making a home there. I remember when I began. I sat with English sounds in my ears. At first, I understood nothing. The words flew past me like birds in the sky. Too fast. Too many. I felt lost. But something inside me said, keep listening. Do not stop. So I listened again the next day. And the next. After 1 week, I caught one word. After 2 weeks, I caught 2 more. After 1 month, I started to understand short sentences. And after many months, my brain began to think in English sounds before my native language. That was the power of listening. You see, listening is not just about understanding. It is about rewiring. Every time you listen, your brain is hearing new rhythms. It is hearing how words connect. It is hearing the music of English. And slowly, your brain copies this music. Then, when you open your mouth, the words come faster. They come smoother. Why? Because the wires are already built inside from listening. Imagine your brain like a sponge. If you place it in water, it absorbs. The more water, the heavier it becomes. Your brain is the same. If you place it in English every day, it absorbs. It fills with English sounds, English words, English patterns. One day it overflows. And when it overflows, you begin to speak without effort. So how can you use this? Start small. Choose something easy. A story for beginners. A podcast with slow English. A short video. Do not worry if you do not understand every word. Do not stop the audio again and again. Just listen. Relax. Let your brain do the work. It knows how. It has done this before with your first language. Trust it. Every time you listen, you light another spark in your brain. Every time you listen, you walk one more step on the road of English. Do not think it is useless. Do not think you are wasting time. Listening is never wasted. Listening is growth. Listening is brain training. There was a day when I realized this truth. I was sitting on a bus. English was playing in my earphones. And suddenly, I understood a whole sentence without thinking. I did not translate. I did not stop. The meaning came directly. That moment felt like magic. But it was not magic. It was the result of listening again and again, even when I felt lost. That same magic will happen to you. One day, you will be surprised. You will hear something in English, and your brain will understand instantly. You will not know when it happened, but it will happen. That is the promise of listening. So never stop listening. Listen in the morning. Listen at night. Listen while walking, cooking, cleaning. Fill your world with English sounds. Your ears are the doors to your English brain. Open them wide, and let the power of listening change you forever. Chapter 4. Speak without fear. The biggest wall between you and English is not grammar. It is not vocabulary. It is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of people laughing. Fear of looking stupid. This fear is heavy. It sits in your chest. It makes your mouth close when your heart wants to speak. And if you let control you, your English will never grow. But here is the truth. Fear is a lie. It whispers in your ear that you're not ready. It tells you that you should wait until you're perfect. It says, don't speak now. Maybe later. Maybe tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. And the more you listen to fear, the stronger it becomes. The only way to break fear is to speak anyway. Even if you're not ready. Even if you're not perfect. Especially if you're not perfect. Think about a child learning to talk. Do they wait for perfect grammar? Do they wait for perfect words? No. They speak. They make mistakes. They say half words. They laugh. They fall. And because they are brave, they grow. You must become like that child again. Your power is not in silence. Your power is in speaking without fear. I remember my first English conversation. My hand was shaking. My voice was small. I said simple words, broken words. I felt embarrassed. But then, something surprising happened. The person understood me. Not perfectly, but enough. And in that moment, I realized the world does not expect perfection. The world only expects courage. That small conversation gave me more power than 100 grammar lessons. Because speaking is the real teacher. When you speak, you rewire your brain faster than anything else. Your brain feels the pressure. It feels the need to connect words quickly. It learns to jump over mistakes. It learns to find meaning fast. Every time you open your mouth, you're training your brain to think in English. Silence will never give you that. So I want you to imagine this. You are standing on the edge of a swimming pool. The water looks cold. You are scared. You say, maybe I will jump tomorrow. But tomorrow comes, and you're still standing there. The truth is, the fear never leaves until you jump. The moment you jump, the fear breaks. The water feels fresh. You realize it was not as scary as you thought. Speaking English is the same. You must jump. You must open your mouth. That is the only way. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for perfect sentences. There is no perfect. There is only now. And now is your chance to be brave. Even one small word is a victory. Even one broken sentence is success. Every time you speak, you are killing the fear inside you. And every time you kill fear, your English becomes stronger. I know what you're thinking. What if I make mistakes? What if people laugh? But let me ask you this. Who cares? Every strong English speaker you see today once made the same mistakes. They spoke wrong. They felt shy. But they kept speaking. And that is why they are fluent now. The only difference between you and them is courage. Your fear is lying to you. It says silence will protect you. But silence only keeps you weak. Speaking gives you strength. Speaking gives you freedom. Speaking makes English alive in your brain. So today, make a choice. Open your mouth. Say one sentence. Say it loud. Do not care if it is perfect. Care only that it is yours. And tomorrow, say another. Step by step, fear will lose. And you will win. Your English voice is already inside you. It is waiting behind the wall of fear. Break that wall today. Speak without fear, and you will discover a new version of yourself. A stronger version. A free version. The version who thinks and speaks in English with confidence. Chapter 5. Sentences, not rules. When I first started learning English, I made a big mistake. I thought grammar was everything. I thought if I memorized all the rules, I would finally speak well. So I sat out grammar books. I studied tenses, subjects, verbs, and all the long names. I filled notebooks with exercises. But when I opened my mouth, nothing came out. My brain was full of rules, but my tongue was silent. Maybe you have felt the same. You know the rule. You know the formula. But when the moment comes to speak, your brain feels empty. That is when I learned something powerful. The brain does not think in grammar. The brain thinks in sentences. It remembers patterns. It remembers music. That is why children learn faster than adults. They do not study grammar. They copy sentences. They repeat them. They play with them. And slowly, those sentences become part of their brain. That is how they speak naturally. And that is how you can rewire your brain too. Imagine this. You want to say, I am hungry. If you focus on rules, you stop and think. Okay, subject, verb, adjective, what comes next? You pause. You translate. You lose confidence. But if you have practiced the full sentence, I am hungry many times, your brain does not stop. It flows. It comes out like water. You did not think about rules. You simply say it. That is the magic of sentences. I remember the first time I changed my method. Instead of memorizing grammar, I started collecting sentences. I wrote them in a notebook. Sentences like, how are you? Can I help you? I don't understand. At first they looked simple. Too simple. But then, something amazing happened. I started using them. I spoke them to myself. I spoke them to other people. And they worked. People understood me. My confidence grew. Those sentences became my bridge to real English. You see, every sentence you learn is a tool. It is like a key that opens a door. The more keys you have, the more doors you can open. If you only focus on grammar rules, you have knowledge, but no keys. You know the theory, but you cannot unlock the doors. Sentences give you power. Sentences give you freedom. Think about music. When you hear a song, you do not study the rules of music first. You remember the tune. You repeat it. And soon, you can sing it. English works the same way. The sentences are the music. When you copy them, when you repeat them, your brain begins to sing in English. So here's what I want you to do. Stop worrying about rules for now. Instead, collect 10 simple sentences. Practice them every day. Speak them in front of the mirror. Use them in daily life. Let them become natural. Once they are part of your brain, collect 10 more. Slowly, you will build a library of sentences that you can use anytime. And the best part, these sentences will train your brain to create new ones automatically. Do not think small sentences are weak. They are gold. They are the building blocks of fluency. 1,000 small sentences will take you further than 1,000 grammar exercises. Because sentences connect directly to speaking, to thinking, to living. I know you dream of speaking fast. I know you dream of thinking in English without effort. That dream will not come from memorizing grammar tables. It will come from practicing sentences until they live in your brain. And when they live there, you will speak without thinking. So choose today. Will you stay stuck in grammar books, waiting for the perfect moment? Or will you collect sentences and begin speaking now? The power is in your hands. The choice is yours. Remember, rules give you knowledge, but sentences give you life. And life is what you want when you speak English. Chapter 6, Repetition Builds Roads. Your brain is like a city. Inside the city, there are roads. Some roads are big and wide. Cars move fast on them. Other roads are small and broken. Cars move slowly there. The roads you use every day become stronger. The roads you ignore become weak. This is how your brain works with language. The more you repeat something, the stronger the road becomes. This is why repetition is the secret key to thinking in English. When you repeat a word or a sentence many times, your brain builds a road for it. At first, the road is small. You walk slowly. You feel unsure. But every time you repeat, you walk the road again. You make it stronger. You make it wider. And soon, it becomes a highway. On a highway, you do not stop. You do not struggle. You just move. That is how English becomes automatic. That is how you stop translating and start thinking. I remember when I first learned the sentence, "How are you?" The first time I said it, I felt nervous. My voice was low. I worried if it was correct. The second time, it was a little easier. The 10th time, it felt normal. After the 100th time, I did not even think. It just came out of my mouth. That is the power of repetition. It turns fear into freedom. It turns weakness into strength. Many learners make a mistake. They learn something once and move on. They think, "I already studied this. I know it." But knowing is not enough. You must repeat until it becomes part of you. Think about your first language. How many times did you hear hello before you used it? Hundreds, maybe thousands. That is why it feels natural. English needs the same. Not one time, not 5 times, but many, many times. Some people say repetition is boring, but boring is not bad. Boring is powerful. Boring means you are building strong roads. Boring means your brain is changing. Every time you repeat, you are teaching your brain to choose English first. You are telling your brain, "This is important. Keep this. Use this." And the brain listens. Imagine an athlete. They do not lift the weight once and stop. They lift again and again until their muscles grow. Your brain is a muscle too. Every time you repeat English, you are lifting, you are training, you are growing, and one day, you will feel strong, you will speak fast, you will think without effort. That is the gift repetition gives you. So how can you use this in your life? Take one simple sentence. For example, "I am ready." Repeat it 20 times in the morning. Repeat it 20 times at night. Speak it while you walk. Speak it while you cook. Speak it while you look in the mirror. At first, it feels silly. But after some time, it feels natural. And soon, your brain will not only remember it, it will begin to build new sentences around it. That is the magic of repetition. Do not worry if progress feels slow. Roads are not built in one day. Highways take time. But every time you repeat, you are adding bricks. You are laying stones. You are moving forward. And one day, you will look back and see a strong road behind you. A road that leads to fluency. So never be afraid of repetition. Embrace it. Love it. Because repetition is not just practice. Repetition is transformation. It is the act of building your English brain, one sentence at a time. The more you repeat, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the faster you will think in English. Your English roads are waiting to be built. Start walking them today. Walk again tomorrow. And do not stop until those roads become highways. Then watch how your brain begins to drive freely in English. Chapter 7, Mirror Practice. One of the most powerful teachers you will ever have is not in a classroom. It is not a book. It is not even another person. That teacher is your own reflection in the mirror. The mirror is a secret tool that can change your English forever. When you stand in front of it and speak, you face not only your words, but also your fear. And when you practice there every day, you begin to rewire your brain to think and speak in English with confidence. I still remember the first time I tried it. I stood in front of the mirror and looked at myself. At first, I laughed. I felt silly. I thought, why am I talking to myself? But then, something happened. I saw my mouth move. I saw my eyes focus. I saw my face express emotion. And slowly, the fear of speaking began to leave me. The mirror did not judge me. The mirror did not laugh at my mistakes. It only gave me space to practice. That safe space became my training ground. When you talk to the mirror, you create the same feeling as talking to another person. Your brain feels the pressure. Your voice hears itself. Your eyes watch your own expression. This combination is powerful. It forces your brain to connect English words with real speaking. At first, your sentences may be short. Maybe only, I am happy, or I am ready. But as you repeat, your sentences grow. Your confidence grows. And soon, your brain begins to think in English even before you speak. Many learners stay silent because they are afraid of other people's reactions. They wait until they feel perfect before speaking. But perfection never comes. The mirror breaks that cycle. It allows you to practice freely. You can make mistakes, and nobody will laugh. You can try again and again, and nobody will stop you. Each time you repeat in front of the mirror, you are telling your brain, English is safe. Speaking is safe. And slowly, the fear disappears. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning. You go to the mirror. You look into your own eyes and say, Good morning. How are you today? It feels strange the first time, but after 1 week, it feels normal. After 1 month, it feels powerful. You begin to enjoy the sound of your own English voice. You begin to believe, yes, I can do this. That belief is the fuel your brain needs to rewire itself. The mirror also teaches you something important, body language. When you speak, you see your smile. You see your confidence. You see the way your hands move. This is not just about English words. This is about communication. When your body and voice work together, your English feels alive. And the more alive it feels, the more natural your brain becomes in using it. Think of great athletes. They practice not only with their team, but also alone. They practice their movements in front of mirrors. They check their form. They build confidence. You must do the same with English. The mirror is your practice field. Every sentence you speak there makes you stronger. Every mistake you correct there makes you wiser. Do not underestimate the power of this habit. 10 minutes in front of the mirror every day can change your English more than hours of silent study. Because here, you are not only learning, you are doing. And doing is what rewires your brain. Doing is what builds your English voice. So today, stand in front of your mirror. Do not be shy. Do not wait. Say one sentence. Look at yourself. Say it again. Say it louder. Smile when you say it. Feel proud. This is not silly. This is smart. This is brave. This is the path to fluency. Your reflection is waiting to be your teacher. Trust it. Speak to it. And one day, when you speak to the world, you will feel the same power you felt in front of the mirror. That is when you will know your brain has been rewired, your fear is gone, and your English is alive. Chapter 8. Mistakes is fuel. Most learners are afraid of mistakes. They think a mistake means failure. They think people will laugh, or they will look stupid. So they stay quiet. They do not try. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect word, the perfect sentence. But that moment never comes. And because of fear, they stop their own growth. But here is the truth. Mistakes are not the end. Mistakes are the beginning. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your fuel. Think about how you learned to walk. As a baby, you fell again and again. Did you stop? No. Did anyone tell you to give up? No. Every fall made your legs stronger. Every fall taught you balance. Every fall brought you closer to walking. Mistakes in English are the same. Every wrong word makes you stronger. Every wrong sentence teaches you. Every time you fall, you learn how to stand taller. I remember when I first tried to speak English with a native speaker. My sentences were broken. My grammar was wrong. My words were mixed up. I felt ashamed. But the person smiled. They still understood me. And after that conversation, I went home and thought about every mistake I made. The next day, I corrected them. And slowly I grew. If I had stayed silent, I would have learned nothing. But because I made mistakes, my brain began to rewire itself. Your brain is like a teacher. When you make a mistake, it pays attention. It says, "This is important. Let me fix it." That process is what creates new connections. If you are perfect all the time, your brain does not learn. It only repeats what it already knows. But when you make a mistake, your brain wakes up. It builds a stronger road. It remembers for next time. That is why mistakes are powerful. Imagine a fire. What makes it grow? Fuel. Without fuel, the fire dies. Mistakes are your fuel. Without them, your English will die. With them, your English will grow bigger, brighter, stronger. So stop fearing them. Start using them. Each mistake you make is a gift. Each mistake is proof that you're trying. And trying is what leads to fluency. Many learners want to be perfect from the first day. But perfection is not real. Perfection is an illusion. Fluency is built on mistakes. Confidence is built on mistakes. Thinking in English is built on mistakes. Every strong English speaker you admire has made thousands of mistakes. The only difference is they kept going. They turned their mistakes into power. So the next time you make a mistake, do not hide. Do not feel small. Smile. Say to yourself, "This mistake is my teacher. This mistake is my step forward." And then keep moving. Because every step, even a wrong one, takes you closer to your goal. I want you to imagine this. You are climbing a mountain. The path is not smooth. You slip. You fall. You get dirt on your clothes. But you stand up again. Each fall teaches you where to place your foot. Each fall makes you wiser. And one day, after many falls, you reach the top. That top is your English fluency. And the slips are your mistakes. Without them, you will never reach the top. So let mistakes be your fuel. Let them burn inside you and give you energy. Speak loudly. Write bravely. Try again and again. Do not wait for perfect English. Create strong English through mistakes. Because mistakes are not proof of weakness. They are proof of courage. One day, you will look back and laugh at the mistakes you made, and you will feel proud because they carried you here. So speak today. Fail today. Learn today. And let every mistake push you one step closer to the fluent, confident English speaker you are meant to be. Chapter 9. Daily Rituals. Success in English is not built in one big moment. It is built in small moments every day. Many learners wait for motivation. They wait for free time. They wait for the perfect day to start. But waiting is dangerous. Waiting steals your dream. If you want to rewire your brain to think in English, you must create daily rituals. These rituals will guide you. They will push you. They will remind you to keep going even when you feel tired. A ritual is not just a habit. A habit is something you do. A ritual is something you live. It is a small action that becomes part of your identity. When you repeat it daily, it becomes automatic. You do not think about it. You just do it. That is why rituals are so powerful. They slowly change your brain without you noticing. And one day, you look back and see that English has become part of your life. I remember when I decided to create my own rituals. At first, it was difficult. I told myself, I will listen to English for 10 minutes every morning. It felt small. It felt too easy. But after 1 week, I noticed something. My mornings felt different. My brain felt more awake. English was the first thing in my day, not the last. After 1 month, I realized this ritual was no longer hard. It was natural. My brain expected it. That is how I began to rewire my mind. Your rituals can be simple. They do not need to be long or heavy. Maybe you listen to a podcast every night before sleep. Maybe you write one English sentence in your diary every day. Maybe you speak 3 sentences to yourself in the mirror after brushing your teeth. These actions look small, but they are not. They are sparks. And sparks, when repeated, create fire. Think about brushing your teeth. You do it every day without thinking. You do not say, "I don't feel motivated, so I will not brush today." No, you just do it. That is how English rituals must be. They must become part of you, not something you only do when you feel like it. If you want to think in English, you must train your brain daily. The brain loves routine. The brain learns best through rhythm. Rituals give your brain that rhythm. Many learners try for 1 week and then stop. They say, "It's not working. I am not fluent yet." But rewiring does not happen in 7 days. It happens in hundreds of days. Every ritual is like a drop of water falling on a rock. One drop looks weak, but after many drops, the rock changes shape. Your brain is the same. Daily rituals may look small, but over time, they reshape your entire mind. I want you to imagine this. You are planting seeds in a garden. Each ritual is one seed. At first, you see nothing. The soil looks empty. But underneath, something is growing. One day, a small green leaf appears. Then more. Then flowers. Then fruit. That is what your rituals will give you. They will grow your English, slowly but surely. So choose your rituals today. Do not make them too big. Make them small and strong. Something you could do every day, no matter what. 10 minutes of listening. 3 sentences of speaking. 1 line of writing. These are not heavy. These are possible. And when you keep doing them, they will build the English brain you dream of. Daily rituals are your secret power. They are stronger than talent. They are stronger than motivation. They are stronger than fear. If you create them and stay loyal to them, they will carry you to fluency. So stop waiting. Start building. Let your daily rituals shape your tomorrow. And one day, you will see that your English is not just something you practice. It is something you live. Chapter 10. Thinking before sleeping. There's a magical moment every day that most learners ignore. It is the moment before you sleep. Your eyes are heavy. Your body is tired, but your mind is still awake. In this moment, your brain is open. It is soft like clay. Whatever you think about before sleeping stays deep inside. And that is why this is the perfect time to rewire your brain for English. Think about it. When you fall asleep, your brain continues to work. It organizes your thoughts. It saves your memories. It builds connections. If you feed it English before you sleep, it will work with English all night. You will wake up stronger. You will wake up with English living inside you. That is the secret. I remember when I first tried this. I decided to think in English before closing my eyes. At first, it was only 1 sentence. Today was good. The next night, I added more. Today was good. I listened to English. Slowly, this became a habit. And after some weeks, something beautiful happened. I began to dream in English. My brain accepted it. My brain said, "This is part of me now." That was the proof that rewiring had begun. You did not need to think big before sleep. You did not need long stories. You only need small thoughts. Maybe you tell yourself what you did today. I ate rice. I talked to my friend. I watched a video. Simple words, simple sentences, but powerful for your brain. Because when you repeat them every night, your brain learns to use English as its natural language of thought. Imagine your brain as a computer. Before sleep, you give a program. If the program is in your first language, it keeps running that. But if the program is in English, it processes English while you sleep. When you wake up, the program is stronger. The wires are stronger, and English feels more natural. The night is a gift for learners. It is quiet. It is calm. Nobody is watching. Nobody is judging. It is just you and your thoughts. This is the safest time to practice. This is the best time to rewire. Even 5 minutes can change everything. So tonight, do not close your eyes with fear. Do not close your eyes with doubt. Close your eyes with English. Tell yourself, I am ready. I am learning. I am growing. Say it in English. Feel it. Let your brain take it with you into your dreams. Every night is a chance. Every night is a step. If you make this a ritual, your progress will surprise you. You will not only think in English during the day, you will think in English even in your sleep. And that is when you know the rewiring is real. So start tonight. Do not wait. Give your brain the gift of English before sleeping. And let tomorrow's you wake up stronger, brighter, and closer to fluency. Chapter 11. When English becomes automatic. There comes a moment in every learner's journey when something magical happens. You open your mouth to speak, and the words come out without effort. You hear a question, and the answer forms in your head before you even think about it. This is the moment when English becomes automatic. It feels like a dream, but it is real, and it will happen to you if you keep going. In the beginning, everything feels hard. You translate. You stop. You search for words. You fight with grammar in your head. It feels slow. It feels heavy. But every small practice, every small repetition, is building something inside. It is building strong wires in your brain. At first, you did not see the change. You feel the struggle. But under the surface, your brain is learning. And one day, the change shows itself. I remember the first time it happened to me. Someone asked me a simple question. How are you? Without thinking, I answered, I'm fine, thank you. I did not translate. I did not pause. The words just came. For a moment, I froze. I thought, did I just speak English without effort? It felt powerful. It felt like freedom. And from that day, I believe that my brain could truly think in English. This moment will come for you too. But it does not come from waiting. It does not come from wishing. It comes from practice. From listening. From speaking. From repeating. Every mistake you make, every sentence you try, every ritual you follow, they're all steps toward this moment. And when it comes, you will feel unstoppable. Think about driving car. At first, you think about every step. Turn the wheel. Press the brake. Look in the mirror. It feels stressful. But after practice, it becomes automatic. You drive without thinking. Your brain controls it naturally. English is the same. At first, every word feels like work. But with enough practice, your brain drives the language by itself. The beauty of automatic English is that it gives you confidence. You no longer fear speaking. You no longer fear mistakes. Because the words come faster than your fear. And the more automatic it becomes, the freer you feel. That freedom is the true reward of rewiring your brain. So if you're still on the stage where you struggle, do not give up. That struggle is proof that your brain is working. That struggle is the path to automatic English. One day, You will be surprised by your own voice. You will say a sentence without planning it. You will understand a word without translating it. And in that moment, you will know the rewiring is complete. Automatic English is not magic. It is the result of daily effort. It is the result of courage. It is the result of refusing to quit. And if you keep walking, if you keep practicing, this gift will be yours. So keep going. Keep speaking. Keep listening. Keep building. Your automatic English is waiting for you. And when it comes, it will not only change your language, it will change your life. Chapter 12. Your new English brain. There will come a day when you look back and realize how far you have come. You will remember the times when English felt impossible. You will remember the fear, the silence, the hesitation. And then you will look at yourself now, speaking, thinking, and living in English, and you will know something powerful. You will know that your brain has changed. You will know that you have built a new English brain. This new brain does not translate every word. It does not freeze when someone asks a question. It does not fear mistakes. Instead, it flows. It answers. It connects. English becomes a natural part of your daily life. You use it without effort, the same way you use your first language. This is not a dream. This is not only for other people. This is for you. Your new English brain is built from all the small steps you took. From the first word you repeated. From the first sentence you spoke. From the first mistake you embraced. From the hours of listening. From the mirror practice. From the daily rituals. From every spark of courage. Each of these steps was a brick. And now, those bricks have built a strong foundation. A brain that thinks in English. I want you to imagine this moment. You wake up in the morning, and your first thought is in English. You talk to yourself in the mirror, and the sentences come naturally. You meet someone, and you speak without fear. You listen to English, and you understand without translating. This is the life your new English brain will give you. This is the freedom you've been fighting for. But remember this truth. Your new English brain is not built in one day. It is built through discipline, through patience, through courage. It grows stronger every time you choose English, even when it feels hard. It grows stronger every time you refuse to give up. The old you want to quit, the new you keeps going. That is the power of rewiring. And the best part, this journey is not only about English. It is about you. When you train your brain, you discover your strength. You prove to yourself that change is possible. You prove that no fear, no mistake, no weakness can stop you if you keep moving forward. This confidence will not only change your English, it will change your life. So stand tall. Believe in your new English brain. Protect it with daily practice. Feed it with listening, speaking, and repeating. Use it with courage. And never stop growing. Because this is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of a new one. A journey where English is no longer your subject. It is your friend. It is your tool. It is your voice. You are ready. Your brain is ready. The old wires are gone. The new wires are strong. From today, you are not just learning English. You are living it. This is your new English brain, and it belongs to you forever. If this video inspired you, take action today. Speak one sentence in English now. Do not wait. Your new English brain begins with this small step.